This evening, what I'm going to be talking about is decentralized exchanges with special reference to Uniswap. The main reason for that is Uniswap is one of my favorite exchanges, and it is an exchange that I think is really easy to use. So if you are new to the space and starting out and looking at a decentralized exchange, it's a really good starting point, Uniswap. After that, I'm just going to quickly touch on XZAR. It's a South African stable coin that AltCoinTrader has brought out to the public. The reason that we've done this is because we can see that decentralized exchanges are going to be something of the future. They're here to stay, and they are going to be very, very powerful in the future. The idea with XZAR is to allow you to move from a centralized exchange like AltCoinTrader to the decentralized exchanges and be able to have an on and off ramp. And we'll discuss that in a little bit more detail. I'm going to touch on Ethereum and the high fees and the way that that is going to impact on DeFi and what we can expect with these high fees in the interim before we get to the point of Ethereum 2.0, which I'm sure everyone is counting the days before that launches. Then I'm going to just quickly gloss over two projects that are very exciting for me. One is MStable. It's just a nice little project. And of course, the other one is AMPL, which I think is the hot topic that everyone is involved in. And there are really insane gains that are available right now with this project. We're going to talk about, is it sustainable and what we can expect going forward with Ampleforth or AMPL. Okay, so let's get right into it, guys. Now, let's just paint a picture of the crypto space and what we are seeing. First, there was crypto or Bitcoin. And in the very early days, not a lot of people were involved in it. And it was something that the early visionaries could see was going to be absolutely amazing. People were super excited about it. I myself bought it $6 and I was waiting for it to hit $30. I thought that that would be incredible gains. I was so excited. If I had any inkling of what was going to happen, I would have acted very differently, to say the least. Then the next main event that we saw in the space was 2017, the birth of crypto 2.0, a lot of people call it, where we started seeing the ICO craze, and there were insane gains to be made. People were making money hand over fist. But of course, with that, there were people losing a lot of money. But we saw Bitcoin hit its all-time high. We see a lot of coins hit their all-time high, and it was absolutely amazing to watch a space evolve like crypto did in 2017. Now, we are standing on the precipice, on the front of the next main phase, which, as I'm sure you all know, is DeFi, and DeFi is about to explode. It has started now, it is exploding, and there are going to be so many people getting really wealthy off of this phase or fad or whatever you want to call it. But DeFi is here, and it has its upside and its downside. But if you play the game correctly, strap yourself in, because you can. It has the potential to make people insanely rich. Now, what was different between this phase that we're entering into and the 2017 ICO phase or the Ethereum phase was that exchanges and the network and the crypto sphere as a whole was not ready to handle the massive influx. It got so bad that many exchanges closed their doors to new clients because they just simply couldn't cope with the volumes. And once that started happening, it started to cause negativity in the space. And I believe, being inside, being a member of AltCoinTrader, I saw how this evolved. I saw how people had to wait 6 to 8 weeks before an account could get open on any exchange, and how that put a dampener on the bull run that was busy taking place. So with that in mind, guys, if you are new to the space, a crypto account that is up and in good standing and is registered with a company like AltCoinTrader should be considered an asset. I would advise everyone to go and register now, because we're standing on the precipice of a massive bull run, and you don't want to get to the stage where you don't have an account and everything is going mad and you're potentially missing opportunities and having to wait for your account to be registered. So go ahead and do it now. Get involved right now. So with 2020, we are ready. Exchanges are fully staffed. The network rails are ready. Big institutions are coming into the space. We have the capacity. And when I say we, I refer to the crypto industry, the DeFi industry, and the way the network has been built. We have a lot more capacity, and because of that capacity, we can expect the bull run to reach new levels and new highs that I don't think anyone can predict, and I think we're going to be absolutely blown away. A couple of things that are just amazing that have pointed to the fact of mainstream adoption is that US banks are now allowed to be custodians for their clients' crypto. That is massive, massive news. We've got MasterCard that is opening the rails for resellers and for approved people to open MasterCard accounts, issue cards on behalf of MasterCard, thereby allowing MasterCard to take their share of the crypto pie. In addition to that, we see Visa that is linking to many, many crypto wallets where you can buy crypto online directly through the wallets. Mainstream institution is coming. And then lastly, we've got PayPal with its 320 million clients, allowing people to buy Bitcoin and cryptos in the very, very near future. Now, if you think about Coinbase, which is the biggest exchange in the world, with if you talk about customer numbers, they've only got 32 million. PayPal swoops in with 320 million users. Mainstream adoption, mass adoption is about to happen in this space. Now, as crypto explodes, we are going to once again see a massive transfer of wealth. We're going to see people getting insanely rich, and we're going to see the wheat separated from the chaff, with people that are going into the many, many Ponzi schemes, the many scams out there, losing their money and getting wrecked. So you need to understand what is happening in the space, where is a safe place to play, and where it is dangerous and you can lose your money. What you need to understand about DeFi is that at this stage, it is still extremely experimental. There's a lot of hype around DeFi. There's a lot of gains to be made, but obviously proceed with caution, if that makes sense. Okay, so the new DeFi trend is exploding, and we've seen that up until sort of mid-June, we were under $1 billion US in the DeFi space. A lot of guys saying that we were going to reach 2 billion very shortly. We blew past 2 billion. We blew past 3 billion. Next stop, it's not 4 billion because we already achieved 4 billion. The next stop, in my opinion, and possibly in 2020, wait for this, is 10 billion US in the DeFi space. As it takes traction, as more and more people flock to the space because of the absolute gold rush that's happening, we can expect to see 10 billion is a realistic, look, obviously no one has a crystal ball, but it is a realistic marker that we can expect in 2020 based on what we've seen previously in the crypto space. I'm going to now share my screen and we are going to talk about decentralized exchanges. Okay, so the first I'm going to quickly just touch on what a decentralized exchange is and why it is important and why it is a tool or a quiver or an arrow in the quiver that you should have in the space so that you can be nimble, so that you can move between coins and you can actually buy or own a lot of the tools, a lot of the tokens that you need to enter some of these amazing projects. So we're all familiar with a centralized exchange. A centralized exchange works very much like a bank. You allow a third party to control your funds. And when I say your funds, I'm talking about your fiat money, your rands, your dollars, and also, of course, your cryptocurrency, your Bitcoin, your Ethereum, or whatever coin is offered on that decentralized exchange. The only exchange you guys should be thinking, of course, is AltCoinTrader. I'm only kidding, guys. Of course, use whichever exchange you're comfortable with, as long as it's AltCoinTrader. No, once again, just kidding. Okay, so we hold your funds. We allow you to trade, to buy, sell, and do whatever you need to do with your coins. We've got a large variety of coins. There's over 20 cryptos. And in addition to that, we also have silver, which is a physical coin that you can trade, you can buy, and you can switch those funds in and out of crypto. But let's talk about a decentralized exchange. Now, Ethereum allows smart contracts to be written. And since 2017, a lot of people were not really understanding what the use of a smart contract would be. But now, with the dawning of the age of DeFi, we've seen that smart contracts are really coming into their own, and people are able to use them for a host of things. Of course, one of the main uses at this stage is lending, and secondary use would be considered decentralized exchanges. The main thing here is, or the main benefits here are twofold. First of all, you don't have to trust a third party with your funds. You have full control and full custody of all your crypto that you trade on a decentralized exchange. The second thing, of course, is that a lot of exchanges will limit you to the coins that you can buy. So a new coin comes out, a new DeFi opportunity is available, and you might not be able to get it on a centralized exchange for weeks, months, possibly years in some cases. But with a decentralized exchange, that coin comes out and you can be one of the first to take advantage and to get those sick gains that that coin potentially offers. So as you can see here, if you go to uniswap.org, you can, okay, let me just take this a step back. One of the things that you need to be able to participate or trade on a decentralized exchange is a Metamorph wallet. Now, Metamorph is a very simple browser extension that you download and install. It gives you Ethereum addresses, which double as ERC20 addresses for any of the coins that are on the ERC20 platform. So you have a Metamorph wallet. That would be step one. If you're not familiar with how to get a Metamorph wallet, it's not difficult. There's a lot of tutorials online, but simply type in Metamorph and go and download the wallet and get familiar with it. When you are experimenting and downloading, obviously just use a small amount of money to make sure that you understand the principle and the concept. But guys, it is really simple. So once you've got that, you're well on your way. It's a very, very important tool. I would encourage everyone to at least understand how Metamorph works. Once you have Metamorph, it seamlessly integrates into a decentralized exchange like Uniswap. So what you can do is you can go and select whatever coin you need. Now, AltCoinTrader have recently made available a decentralized coin, which is XZAR. It's a stable coin pegged 1-to-1 with the Rand. Now, the reason that we've done this is because if you want to trade with Rands on a decentralized exchange, this is one of the easiest ways to do it. So you can deposit money, deposit fiat Rands into AltCoinTrader, and you can simply withdraw that money into your Metamorph wallet as Rands, and you're good to go on a decentralized exchange. So if you had done that and you withdrew, you would be able to go and choose XZAR from the decentralized exchange and trade it for whatever coins you wanted. You could trade it for Ethereum. You could trade it for AMPL, which is a hot topic. You could trade it for just about any of the ERC20 Ethereum tokens. So it's very, very exciting. Now, of course, it's not only XZAR that you could do this with. You could deposit money into AltCoinTrader, buy Ethereum and move the Ethereum out, and you could trade with the Ethereum. It is just an example. And once again, there are many tutorials on how to trade. But guys, if you have a look at this, this interface is really so easy. It's hard to mess it up. You simply choose what you want to buy, what you want to sell, and you hit the swap button. Metamorph will prompt you to authorize a couple of things. We're not going to go into that because this is not really a tutorial. It's more of a concept creation idea. So you can now buy whatever coins you want. But in addition to that, you can start working and putting your coins into any of the decentralized smart contract platforms or decentralized projects. So I want to talk about Ethereum and how that is at this stage hampering the DeFi space and why we are paying excessive fees. A lot of people are saying that Ethereum is grossly undervalued right now, and I would tend to agree with them. I'm expecting to see Ethereum really double or triple in price in the very near future, because there are a lot of smart contract or Bitcoin 2.0 smart contract type platforms like Ethereum, but none of them have got the first mover advantage, and none of them have got as many developers as Ethereum has working on the protocol right now as we speak. So if you go to Ether gas station, and this is the fees that we are seeing now are very similar to the fees that we saw in 2017, 2018, when CryptoKitties, a smart contract game, actually came onto the Ethereum network and onto the Ethereum platform. So this is hampering and hindering this DeFi explosion to a certain extent. When I say to a certain extent, because it no longer makes sense to go out and start trading with $100 US. The fees are sometimes so high that you need to have at least $1,000 to make it viable in a lot of the projects, because you're paying fees of $15 to $20 US to complete the full cycle of the smart contracts. Remember, Ethereum fees are charged per line of code that is in a smart contract. So if it's an involved contract and it has a lot of lines of code, the fees are more. If it's a simple transfer of one ERC20 token to another address, obviously the fees are substantially less. And that's why there's always that huge discrepancy that we're seeing in the fees. So if you go to Ether gas station, you can get an idea of the fees, and you can see what you are needed to pay to get your transaction through. Of course, the more fees you pay, the quicker your transaction. Metamorph also does a really good job of prompting slow, medium, or fast fees, so you can choose what you need. And often the difference between slow and fast is nominal, in which case I always just choose fast. So guys, if you can wrap your head around decentralized exchanges, it really will help you in obtaining those tokens that you couldn't normally get. Now, if you're looking for a list of decentralized exchanges, I would suggest going to defipulse.com, clicking on the DEX button, and it'll list them. We've got Balancer, we've got Curve Finance, we've got Uniswap, and of course it lists the main exchanges. Using this site will also give you a certain amount of protection, because you know that most of the projects that are on here have been vetted by the community and are unlikely to be scammed. I say unlikely because, of course, there's no guarantee in this new DeFi space, which is very much experimental at this stage. Now, you've got your MetaMask. You are able to transact from AltCoinTrader into your MetaMask via any token. You can use XR, you can use Ethereum, whatever the case might be. You can go onto Uniswap, you can buy your tokens, and you are now empowered to use other exchanges. You have other alternatives to move forward. So let's look at some of these exciting projects, because DeFi is no longer a game where you buy a token and hope the price goes up. To a certain extent it is, but that is not the big deal. The big deal is yield farming and using and interacting with these smart contracts to try and generate more money so that you are able to get gains, similar to investing in an account, a 31-day account that will give you good interest, or investing in a lot of the, and I'm going to say old-fashioned ways that your financial advisor would invest, would help you to invest so that you had money for when you got older. So One of the things that I would like to suggest, and I'd like to just put on everyone's radar, if you are going to be looking at playing in this DeFi space and playing with the yield farming and the smart contracts that help you to generate gains. If you have a position in Ethereum or a position in Bitcoin, but let's just stick with Ethereum now, I would suggest don't sell your Ethereum to get involved in these experiments, for a lack of a better word. Take a DeFi loan. Rather loan the money, because if you go to platforms like oasis.app, you are able to put your Ethereum up as collateral and take a loan for 0% interest. Right now, they are not charging any interest if you loan money in DAI. So obviously that does change from time to time, but it's been like that for months. So bear in mind, you can go here, put down some collateral and take a loan for 0%. Now that's a no-brainer if we go to a project like MStable. Now what you can see here is I have invested $1,000 in MStable, and you can see my interest ticking there. That always gives me a kick. I just love to see the money growing like that. You know, in reality, it's growing in a very low decimal, but just that, logging in the morning and seeing that. And basically, I'm making here about $1 a day. You can see the annual percentage yield is 26%, which, as far as traditional financial markets go, is absolutely amazing. But as far as some of these DeFi projects go, is average, to say the least. So I'm basically making $1 a day, or just under $1. So puts new meaning to that saying, another day, another dollar. So if you are looking at places like MStable, remember what is amazing here, guys, is that I'm lending money at 0%, okay? I'm lending DAI. I'm then selling that DAI into USDT, and I'm getting for 1,000 DAI, I'm getting like 1,027 USDT. There's a reason I do that, because DAI is in very high demand on this platform and in most platforms. So I normally switch it to USDT if I'm doing a dollar investment, because you gain a little bit by doing that. Just a little bit of a tip there. And then I'm putting it in here and I'm earning money. So I'm paying 0, I'm earning 26%. It seems like a no-brainer. And this is the type of experimental thing that we should be looking at. It's a new phase. It's reasonably sustainable. It's been running for a good amount of time, and we can expect this to continue at least for the short-term future. And if something happens where the interest rate drops dramatically, I simply take it, pay back my loan, and keep my gains. So if this is 2 or 3 months, I'll have $30, $40, $60, whatever the case might be. So MStable, it's not a very well-known project. I did make a video on how to use it on my channel. It's the latest video. Guys, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, it's Rads Act. Go there and hit subscribe. I really would appreciate it. I try and share a lot of cool videos, and I try and share a lot of opportunities. What's actually been happening lately is I share an opportunity, and it's not a day or two later that something else comes out that makes that opportunity look average, to say the least. But at least it keeps you active in the space. It keeps you on track with what is going on. I only put out a video a week. There's a lot of YouTubers that really are working hard in this space. So I'd encourage you to try and stay current, because it is such an amazing space that is moving really, really fast. And guys, the last topic that we are going to talk about today is AMPL, or Ampleforth. It's a token that is reasonably exciting. I didn't know about it until a couple of days ago. I've done quite a lot of research, and they just have a totally different way of doing things. So I can see that I'm running short of time, so I'm going to wrap this up in really quick time before I hand over to Donnie so that he can hand over to Jason. So Ampleforth is a coin that has an elastic supply. In other words, by editing the smart contract, which is automatically done, they change the base supply of tokens, and the amount of tokens in your wallet goes up. Now, I spent a lot of time because I like to work with the blockchain and I like to understand smart contracts and what's going on. And I was totally confused when I saw my entry on the blockchain of 50 odd tokens, and the next day it was at 69 or 70, and there was no entry on the blockchain. It took me a long time to figure out that they had the ability to just change the total supply, thereby giving me more or less tokens. So how does this work? This is a token that is supposed to be valued at around about $1. At this stage, I think it's a value just slightly over $2. It's at $2.20. Now, when the price is above $1.06, they do a rebase. A rebase is where they issue more coins to every single user that has coins in their wallet. So whatever percentage of the network you have, you will maintain that percentage. It doesn't increase, it doesn't decrease, but you will get more coins if the price is above 106. If the price drops below 95 cents, you will have less coins in your wallet. So price is not always the best metric to measure this coin's value by. It is the exact way to measure it is your percentage of ownership of the network. But just to simplify things, it would be the current market cap of the network. The higher the market cap, the more value this coin should have to you. If that's confusing, guys, I'm trying to rush, so I'm going to quickly be moving through this. Then, of course, not only do you get additional coins every day, and for the foreseeable short to medium future, you are going to be getting more coins every day. It's not at a situation where you're going to be getting less coins. So it's a very good opportunity to get involved in right now. In addition to that, you can actually go and stake it on Uniswap. So you create a liquidity pool with Ethereum and Ample tokens. You actually put liquidity into Uniswap so that you can earn a small percentage of the trading fees. Now, not only do you earn a small percentage of the trading fees when you do this, but it can be moved to something called the Geyser or the Geyser, where you will get additional coins. So you make coins in three ways. First, the rebate. Second, the commission fees on Uniswap. And third, the Geyser trickle into your wallet. These are opportunities that if you haven't heard of and you haven't thought about, I would urge you to strongly consider. The way Uniswap works, it's an unintended consequence that your Ethereum also grows because of the fact that the Ample coin is growing in value.